Joining us now, Chobani President and COO Peter McGuinness. Thank you for joining us. So this is first fair
Hi,
trade
Nave.
certified
Good to be
product. Good to have you. This is the first fair trade certified product in Chobani's 32-ounce tubs of yogurt. How soon do you think customers can find them on shelves?
Now. So it's been rolling off the lines and it's available in stores as we speak.
And will customers see any difference in price between the fair trade and regular options?
No.
No, same price.
Same price.
And how soon are you planning to certify other Chobani products?
So we're definitely going to evolve and expand the program across a multitude of our platforms and products. But one of the reasons why I'm talking about this right now with you is because we want to raise awareness. Chobani can't do it alone. We pioneered the program, the first ever fair trade US dairy program in the world, but we really want other companies to join. And that's critical because in order to scale, we need everyone in the industry, the dairy industry, really to actively participate. So we're hoping, while we're first, we're not the last.
And how are you hoping that this program will tackle issues in the dairy industry, especially regarding undocumented workers who make up about 50% of the dairy workforce in the US?
Well, it's a great question. The dairy industry has been hurt dramatically over the years. I mean, you had as much as 7 farms close, per day at one point. And that's because of global competition, consolidation, some consumer trepidation, some fears around transparency. And so what we're trying to do is we love our farmers. We love milk. We joke around, we have milk in our veins at Chobani, and it's nutrient dense. And when you look at dairy as a whole, creamers and cheese and yogurt, dairy is up. While fluid milk might be down, total dairy's up. And so we want to actually shine a light on the dairy industry because it's actually much better than the perception. So the perception is lagging the reality. So if we can bring some transparency as well as a 300-point certification around dairy, I think we can, I think people will be pleasantly surprised how good the practices are. So fair trade dairy specifically right now is aimed at worker well-being. And if you think about it, better working conditions, making sure everyone gets overtime, making sure we have a community impact fund to help the community in and around these dairy farms, which are very, very important. And there's a whole slew of things around worker safety. So water treatment, waste reduction, chemical reduction. And so the whole program is around essentially worker well-being. So it's certainly helping the farms, but it's really kind of geared toward the farm workers.
Are you also working with farmers from developing countries? Because you also work with cocoa farmers, right, from developing countries. Are you applying the same standards there?
Right now, this is a US dairy only that we are working with fair trade on. Not to say it can't expand. Fair trade is global, right? And they do a lot of work in coffee. But our specific partnership with them is US dairy right now.
And also, you were talking about the challenges for the dairy industry. One of the challenges is that consumers are moving away from milk towards plant-based options like oat milk or almond milk. What role does dairy play in your future?
I think it plays a vital role because of its nutrient density. So we make oat milk, and we're proud to make oat milk. But we love dairy milk as well because of its nutrient density. And what we're finding, it's not an either or. Most consumers are flexitarians. They're both drinking dairy milk and non-dairy milk. And depending on how they're consuming it, whether it be with cereal or coffee. And so we don't think it's an either or. We think there's a role for both. And like I said, dairy as a whole is up when you factor in creamers and cheese and yogurt. We make Greek yogurt, which is 3 cups of milk to 1 cup of yogurt. And we're actually, that is why it's so protein packed. Because we're straining that yogurt to get that thickness and that density of nutrition. And so it's not an either or. And I think that's a misconception. And I think in some parts it's a misunderstanding, and in some parts it's been mismarketed, frankly. The vast majority of consumers drink both. They're flexitarians. They cross-drink, if you will.
And you mentioned that other companies still haven't pushed for more fair trade certification here in the U.S. Why do you think that's the case?
I think it's just lagging. Look, we've been working on this for 2 years. It's not easy, right? It's a 300-point checklist to certify these farms. It's hard work. And it never existed because there was other more egregious practices outside the US. But we just said, look, we're in the dairy business. We're proud to be in the dairy business. While we're in the dairy business, let's make dairy be the best it can be and shine a light on it. And there's so many positives to it and perceptions lagging reality, but we can't do it alone. And we're under no illusion around that. So we pioneered it, but we hope to inspire others to join to scale. The more people that join, the more good we can do, the better we can make the overall industry. We're doing our part, but there's a lot more work to do.
Oh, sounds great. And I have to ask you about the rumors about IPO. There were rumors that it was going to happen in 2021. Can you say something about that?
I can't talk about an IPO today on this wonderful Monday morning, but I appreciate you trying, but no comment.
Okay, Peter, we're going to have you back then to talk about that another time.
I would love that.
But thank you so much, and congratulations on this fantastic program.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us. That was Peter McGuinness, President and COO of Chobani. Thank you for being here.